Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another episode of the CFTV preview show, the Chelsea Fan TV preview show with myself and Kev. Kev, I'm putting you on the spot here. Match bingo. It's our sponsors. I'll leave it to you.
Match bingo. Everybody download the app, get playing. Big money to be made. Only a few weeks ago, a good friend of mine, T, put a
But
two
Kev,
pound bet
what
on.
is match bingo? What is match bingo?
So Match bingo is an app where you download the app and you play bingo, but instead of putting numbers on, you can gamble on throw-ins taken, if you're going to hit the post or any in-game scenarios. You basically put it on a card and play, and basically you can win money from it. So very, very simple. Everyone download it up. The link is down below, and let's rock and roll. Get yourself some money.
Go, baby. Let's go. Well
Yeah,
done, mate. I put you
yeah,
on the spot there, but yeah,
yeah.
why not?
That was
Something
good.
a bit different, Kev.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it's a different feeling around Chelsea at the moment because it is getting to the stage where, bit by bit, fans are gradually going. Well, stop. Fans are stopping themselves from going to games. We're seeing season ticket holders listing their ticket at Stamford Bridge for sale for the Everton game. We're seeing positive fans like myself starting to really consider the prospect of being Poch out. Even though I've been very insistent that this is something that needs time, it takes time. But I mean, Sheffield. I mean, that was bad, Kev, and even some of the things that we've heard in the press conferences since, and just some of the quotes. It's hard to justify some of the decisions.
Every press conference this guy talks. Do you know when I used to hear Tuchel talking or Joel say talking, or I used to just literally watch the press conference and just watch it. All it takes is Pochettino to start talking for 20 seconds, and I'm like, nah, I've had enough. I just don't. He just waffles. I just don't understand the word he's saying, and he just waffles, and he's irritating me. I just want him out. Oh, I just want him out. And Sheffield again. No one at the end of the game. Not one player, not one member of staff come over and applauded us. And Sheffield away for some people travelling 5-6 hour journey just one way. So it's awful. Um, that game was on him as well as other games, but that game was clearly on him. We should have seen that game out, and because of his substitutions in the last 2 minutes, never needed to do it. Never needed to make the substitutions. The way he set us up once again, never needed to do it. He's doing it consistently. Like we've lost 6 points against the bottom Brentford, Burnley, Sheffield United, three of the worst teams in the league this year. We've lost in the space of 2 weeks because of him. The way he's setting us up to play, his formation, in-game management, everything's on him. So that's
Well,
six points.
I would agree with that for Brentford and Sheffield. I wouldn't say that was the case with Burnley. I think the players really let us down there.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
well,
that was a lack of hunger, and he said, and Poch said that after, and I agreed with that. But you know, he's right in a lot of the things he says, Kev. The players aren't mature enough, and they're not good enough, in my opinion, to do what we want them to do and compete at that top level. But they are good enough to get into Europe. They definitely are. Even if that's Conference League, and if he can't squeeze that out of them, and it's not even the fact that we're dropping points, because again, I do believe that you just have to take some of these results with a pinch of salt, knowing that it's going to get better. And I don't necessarily judge uh, week by week like some fans. Obviously, you have to, because you want to understand what's going on each game. But I prefer to look at it over a season and say, right, what was the season? If we look back on last season, Kev, we can see very clearly what happened. The players weren't working hard enough. Half of them didn't want to be there. There was too many
yeah,
players in the squad. We were out of both domestic cup competitions straight away, and we were pretty shit in the Champions League as well.
yeah.
And that's last season. And then this season, we're going to look at it again, and we're gonna assess what we've seen. Now, from what we've seen so far, it's been better than last year for me. It definitely has. But last year was the low of the lows. Where is the fucking standard? As Mikel Arteta says, this is the fucking standard. All right. And that is where we're at, mate. We are mid-table FC right now. But for me, if Poch can get European football, I don't care how he does it. He deserves to stay. But it is also a minimum requirement. It's a minimum expectation. And I will say right now, I am getting to the stage where, for me, if we don't get European football, if we drop points against Everton again, if we lose to City, I'm Poch out. There you go. So, I've given him every chance. I'm very patient. Sheffield was a real eye opener for me when I really think about it. Why would you take off a player before a set piece and bring on a player who hasn't been playing well for you in Badiashile to close out a game
Alex,
and
Alex,
bring
but
on
this is not this is it's
who
not only
hasn't
this
even
game.
played any minutes this season to close out a game? Where is the confidence that you're trying to bring into these boys? If you were really bringing up Cesar Casadei, who you took from a perfectly successful loan spell at Leicester, who's balling out, you say, okay, I'm going to put my arm around you. I'm going to start you. What the fuck is 10 minutes? 5 minutes
It's
against
5 minutes.
Sheffield? What is that going to do?
Absolutely nothing. And this is where Alex, he shouldn't have taken it up to this moment to be screwing, bro, because it's happened all through the season. We've seen the same thing. There's
Mate,
5 or 6 games where he's done this. There's
you've
5 or
got
it's
to
been.
look at things and balance them out. And don't get me wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. There's no problem being wrong. I'm not the God Almighty. I'm going to be right all the time. Okay, it's not like that. I generally believed that sticking with a manager, it don't matter if it was Poch or fucking Nagelsmann, whoever it was, right? They needed time to implement something. And that's still the case, by the way, Kev. And I will say this: if Poch stayed again next season, we would be better than we are this season. But that's not the point. The point is you still need to have some sort of expectation. If you can't get Conference League, I'm sorry. It's unfortunate. You've been dealt a very bad hand, but you've also given the players bad hands at times by making their life harder on the pitch. And ultimately, that is the way we hold a coach responsible. So for me, I am, for the first time, very much on the fence. I am not Poch in. I'm not Poch out. I'm Poch get it together.
He's not
Poch
gonna.
get us into Europe. That's what I am.
But Alex, look, we're like 6 games away from the end of the season. We're into April. We're only a month left of the season. The season's done now, Alex. This is
No,
what he's done. He can't.
It's not
It's
done.
Alex. In terms of how long.
You may be great, but
No.
still a chance.
In terms of how long's left of the season's more or less finished, Alex. Yeah, I'm not talking about league-wise or Europa League or whatever you're thinking. The season is nearly finished. So this is what he's done throughout the season, brother. It's not going to just change over the next few weeks, brother. He's shown us for the whole season what it's about. He's not just made bad decisions against Sheffield. He's made bad decisions in other games as well. Like all through the season, he's done the same thing. Starting players with one
He
position.
has done some good things, Kev. Like, let's not take the piss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm sitting here saying that my mind is being changed, but I can still see the good that he has done as a manager. People say he hasn't.
The only things he's done, brother, right now, he's got us into the semi-final of the FA Cup, got us in the Carabao Cup final. That's it. But and he still flopped against us.
No, for me, the Carabao Cup final was the players. I agree with that. You watched that fucking match. If you can't score goals
and the manager, players and the manager.
Yes, you're right. You're right. But if the players put the chances away, he wouldn't have been able to bottle it because we would have done the job inside 90 minutes. But Kev, that's not even the point. I'm with you right now. I'm with you. I'm frustrated. Yeah, he has developed players, though. I think that there are a few players who have developed. I don't care what people say. Cole Palmer has developed under Poch. Malo Gusto has developed. For me, Caicedo has not been a flop like everyone else has been saying. In fact, it's only rival fans that are really saying that. Enzo Fernandez definitely got worse under Poch. There's no question.
When you say Malo Gusto, though, Malo Gusto was at the same standard when he started playing, so I can't really say that he's developed under Poch. I don't see.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
I don't see. You can't say he's developed in such a short period of time.
Yes, you can.
He takes a number It takes a period of time and a number of games to get to the standard there. Malo Gusto has played 20 games under Poch, let's say. You can't
He's
just develop a
developed.
player in 20 games.
He has developed under
Very,
Poch.
if he has, it's very slightly
Of
above
course
that.
he
I
has.
can't.
You don't think that Malo Gusto has
Can't
been
agree.
playing well under Pochettino? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Playing
Because that's
well, but he
what I'm
hasn't
saying.
developed. He was playing good last season for Leon, doing the same thing to
Not as
Leon.
good as he is this season. Not as good as he is this season. If he
How
was
do you
that
know?
good, if he was that good, there would have been other clubs that would have paid the money, mate. There would have been other clubs out there. We were the club that got him for a decent price. I think we got him about 30 million. That's a decent deal for us, mate. So he obviously wasn't that good, because otherwise Man City would have been in the market. Liverpool, all these other teams. I'm not saying specifically them, because obviously you got Walker and Trent. Those aren't great examples. But we were the one who got him. I'd never heard of him. You know, he really wasn't that high on the radar. He was a player that we signed, which was like, all right, great. A bit like Disassi and a bunch of others. Never really heard of these guys. But he's done well for us. For me, his man management has been good. You know, the players are obviously happy playing for him, but tactically, it's been below poor. It has been shambolic. He has been the worst tactical coach at Chelsea that I have ever seen. I've never seen a coach that's like that. But again, we all tried to look past that when we brought him in the first place, because his man management and the other sides of his coaching were so significantly better. But there's only so long that even I can stand by what I'm seeing. And you know, the main concern I have as well, Kev, is who the hell do we bring in, and who takes the job? Who takes this job? Is it really a better job than Brighton right now, managing Chelsea? Is it? Is it really?
No, probably not. There's no structure in this club, Alex. It's a mess, mate. It's an absolute mess. Even now, again, got more injuries again. We're going through 3 injuries every single week. So what manager wants to come into a club where he hasn't got a fit 11 every week? Every week you've got a 12 play. We've got a full. Right now we have got a full starting 11. And we go through this right now. I've got the picture
I
somewhere.
saw it, mate, but you can read it anyway because it's
we've got a full 11 out. So we've got Sanchez in goal, Cole left centre back, Disassi in the middle, Fona right centre back, Chilwell left wing back, Enzo, Lavia, Okuchukwu, Reece James right wing back, and Kunku and Stein up front. That starting lineup is better than our actual first team on paper. We've got out. And this is not something which is happening overnight. This is a continuous pattern which has happened since these board members have taken over this club. They've stripped the medical staff, and this is paying dividends now. Look what's happening now. Players are not fit, getting rushed back and getting injured with the same injuries. There's players that should have been coming back from ages ago. If you go to the Chelsea website, you'll see on the list players that are going through rehabilitation. Players have been going through rehabilitation for the last 2 months. And Kunku was out in January, start of Jan. It was only meant to be for 4 weeks. We are now in April. That's nearly 4 months. Alex, can't you see what's that? The whole thing is a mess. So what manager in the right mind would want to manage his team right now? Even me, I'm just a little semi-pro Sunday league coach. I would, okay, pay me the money I would, but that's about it. We would want to go into that team where you don't even know where your starting 11 is every week. You know, 1 week you got Colwell, next minute he's out, next minute you got Chilwell, he's out, next minute you got Cucurella. Every week you're having to mix and match your team. So this is the reason why.
That's where you have to agree. Poch has been dealt
awful.
a shit hand, mate.
He's
been dealt a bad hand. And that's why I've been as patient as I have been, Kev, because I understand that it's not all going to go according to plan. And by the way, I mean, again, there's not many coaches have had to deal with anything like what Pochettino's gone through in terms of the transition. Usually when you walk into a club, right, Kev, you would be able to watch, honestly, 5 or 6 seasons where you would be able to get to know the team, the players. You could watch all of the matches from those seasons and understand how people play together. You would understand the results that we'd had, the experience we'd gone through as a team. And we don't have that. Because guess what? Not even 5 years ago, 3 years ago, they weren't even in the same squad together. 2 years for a lot of these guys. Half of this squad came in the summer. And it's like you expect everyone to gel straight away. So, from that perspective, I feel bad. I really do for Pochettino. The only question mark is if we can't bring in another decent manager, and obviously we can put offers on the table, but who's taking that offer? And what are we giving them to allow them to accept? Because also the process of bringing in Pochettino was very rigorous. And one of the key components, I am sure, is
Right.
that Pochettino wanted to be given time. So, if you are sacking Poch season one, what message does that send out to any other potential managers that want to
The
take
board,
this?
the board haven't done the research into the manager and have completely just gone for someone. They haven't been patient enough. End of the day, that we was talking about getting Nagelsmann. We talked about getting the PSG manager. What's his name?
Luis Enrique.
Lewis. Sorry, I was just about to say Lewis Enrique. We was in for them too. They've obviously declined the offer. Why do you think that is? Didn't believe in what the project is. So we've had to go with a yes man in Pochettino. So it's on the board. It's not Poch's fault. Poch is taking his job because he thought, wow, what an opportunity. Clearly, he's probably not happy with the project right now because he wanted experienced players at the start of the season. Never got that. So he's coming out in his press conferences and he's always saying, I wanted experienced players, I wanted this, I wanted that. He's been given no tools at all. He's been lied to. So it's a difficult scenario to be in. And it's end of the day, all this is on the board. It's not on Pochettino. He's clearly not up for this job. He's not good enough. He's not cut out for this job. He wasn't cut out for the job at PSG. He'd done pretty well at Tottenham, but now we're seeing the real Poch. We're seeing the reason why he got sacked to PSG. Tactical errors, in-game management, it's costing us. And it was Sunday again. That game was there to be won. All game, Alex, was in your ear saying, 70th minute now, just go for the kill. We're 2-1 up, let's just go for the kill. Bring on the right players in the right positions, and there will be gaps and spaces to us exposed. Every team has gone to Sheffield and put in Newcastle went there and stuck 8. They scored 6 in the first half. And we are making this game hard. And he's gone and brought on more defenders, and we sat back and back. Look at that second goal, what they scored, and I was going mad. Look how many times we had chances to get onto that ball. First one, crossing the box, didn't react. Second one, Mudryk didn't react. Third one, by the shield, didn't react. Fourth opportunity, goal. The whole defense was static. It cannot be just blamed on the players. It's the coaching as well. You've got to be able to set your back for that ball. That we should be set up in training, learning how to deal with crosses into the box. And every single week, Alex, for the last 6-7 months, we've been saying the same thing. So it's on the manager. In-game management, coaching is on the manager. We should not be where we are. But if we had won against Burnley, won against Brentford, and beat Sheffield, games that we should have been winning, we would have been 6th place right now. So this team is not where we are, 9th place team. It's a 6th place team because of the manager's decisions. So this is where I believe that the majority of it's on the manager, but the board have got to be accountable for this as well. And they've got to get the right man. They've got to get the right man in. He's got the right tact. We've got to get a proven winner. He's gone and won stuff. He's got a tactical plan. He's got good in-game management to learn these players because these players are kids. They need an arm around them as well as they need the right advice, which they're not getting from Pochettino. Sunday, Mudryk come off the bench. He knew where Mudryk was playing. I couldn't tell you where Mudryk was playing on Sunday. He literally come on the bench. He was playing 10. He was playing. There was no one out there. What formation was we playing on Sunday, Alex? I could see a 5-2-1-2, but other people could see a 4. There was no structure to the formation. So whose fault's that? Are the players? Do the players just go on the field and pick what position to play? No, they don't. The manager tells them where to play. So it's on the manager again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not just us that have a lot to play for. Obviously, Everton have a massive amount. They just got another 2-point deduction, and they're going to be hungrier than ever. They're on 27 points, 16th in the table. 2 points off the relegation zone where Luton are. They obviously have a much better goal difference. So even if they were on 25 points, they'd still be above. But they're going to be looking for every single point they can get. And it's typical that this deductions happen just before they're playing against us. And generally, Everton respond really well to these situations. So I am worried in that respect. They obviously got a result against us last season with the draw. I think, they got the late equaliser, and it was a very, very tough game when we played them earlier on at Goodison Park. That was not fun at all. But it's a home game, Kev. We've got a good home record. Even though we've been dropping points, we haven't lost at home. But even a draw is a loss for us right now, and we're pursuing Europe. 1 point is
This
not enough to catch up with
this
West
this
Ham.
this game is the game where we are most likely to lose, and we had the preview when we went to Goodison not too long back. I think it was just end of the year last year, and we said what Everton best at doing: corners, set plays, counter attacks. They score a goal of a counter attack. They score a goal off the corner kick where we never reacted to it. So if I'm Sean Dyche right now, think about what he's saying to the players now. Just get the ball into the box and score a goal. You can imagine his voice. He knows exactly what they're going to do. He knows exactly what Everton are going to do. They're going to keep pumping that ball into the box, long ball. Calvin Lewin and that Bebe, who's about 6'10", whatever size he is. They're going to keep getting the ball in the box. The corner kicks, they're going to be working on corner. They know our weaknesses. Our weaknesses this season we are probably the worst team in the league on set plays. There's no sugarcoating it. We are probably the worst team on set plays. We do not react to balls in the box. We're static. There's no leadership. There's no organisation. So Everton are probably one of the best teams on set plays. So I could put £50 right now that Everton will score off either a set play or corner. They're gonna it's plain to see. And for me, Everton should be a game that we should be walking all over them. Everton have been the whipping boys. They've been awful this season. They are okay with the 12-point deduction. They've still been crap. Yeah, and we should be beating them. But I just can't see us doing it because it's going to be the same errors. It's got the same errors, the same lapses of concentration, which is going to make us lose this game. I can't see us winning it. I can see a loss.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? It's very difficult.
I can't see us winning.
I personally, well, I was with Charlie and Nina earlier, and I predicted a 2-2 draw. I think that just, it just seems like that will probably be a classic Chelsea game. Concede 2, score 2. Oh yeah, you scored goals, but guess what? You still didn't win. And we'll shoot ourselves in the foot yet again. I mean, in terms of clean sheets, Everton are very good defensively. They've got the third most clean sheets in the league,
Have they?
alongside Liverpool and Man City, with 9. It's only Newcastle and Arsenal that ahead of them. We have scored a decent amount of goals. We're 7th in the league in that respect. But it doesn't matter how many goals you score, because if you can't keep the ball out of the net, then it's very, very difficult. And although Everton don't have the best goal scoring stats, they still have a massive threat. I think Calvert-Lewin's actually out for this game, but Beto is still available for Everton. Yeah, I think I checked the Premier League app earlier. It said that he had a hamstring problem, so he's in doubt for this one. So my prediction is that Beto is probably going to be playing, if not coming off the bench at some point. Lots of long balls going through. They're not going to be looking to play tiki-taka here, Kev. They're going to be looking to loop that ball over, cause problems. For me, Thiago Silva has to start this game again. I think he is the best player to deal with what Everton are going to offer, especially if you look at the goal we conceded at Sheffield. It's a scrappy goal in the end. You want players who are going to put their body on the line. I didn't see Badiashile do it when he came on. I didn't see Mudryk do it. At the end of the day, we need players who are going to put their neck on the line. And
it was static. The thing is, though, with that goal, it's just a typical example about how we have defenders that plays. There's no leadership. And when we watched Chelsea all my life, when I was growing up, we had Terry's, we had Lampard's, We had Ballacks. We had players saying, "Look, there's a man. There's a man." Like it was organised. When that ball went into that box, no one was looking to deal with that ball. It was just everybody. It was more reacting when they've reacted, not reacting because you have to. When that ball comes into the box, you should be wanting to get on that ball first. Doesn't matter if fucking Beto's on the ball or Ronaldinho's on the ball. You get to that ball. You don't just stand there, wait for them to take a touch, and then react. I just don't get it, Alex. And that's like I said, Everton will be like this. They'll know what to be doing. They'll know what to do to get a goal. And it's sad to think they've got same as Coleman. He's been around for the last 20 years or so. Ashley Young and players like this. And if they come and get a result against us, it goes to show that can we really put it on the players right now? Because if they've got two of the oldest players in the Prem on one side of the pitch and we can't expose their weaknesses, it's the manager. And I just think we've got to just go and play our football, play the right formation for one. Just play the right formation for one. Put the players in the right position for two. Gallagher needs to be dropped. He's not been good enough the last since international break. He has been awful, Gallagher. Even against Sheffield United, did you see him do anything on the ball really? Like nothing. What was he doing?
Well, if you're looking for a player to create, Gallagher
Doesn't do anything.
He's supremely overrated, even under Poch. People talk about players that have developed under Pochettino. Okay, Gallagher's got a lot better, but I still don't think he's good enough. And that would probably go against the argument that I've been doing the majority of the season about keeping Poch. Oh, hang on, you develop Gallagher, but he's still shit. Okay. Yeah, for me, the whole you sell Gallagher, we riot. I don't really get that. Why would you want to keep a player? You're literally saying that we should sack Pochettino because if we give him time, he's still not good enough. So why would you not apply the same standard to Gallagher? He's not going to be a top player. I mean, what is a top player? What is a top player? What's he scored? 3-4 goals this season? Is that what you want from your number 10?
How many assists?
I don't know, maybe a couple. He scored a couple of. He's taken a couple of corners, so I'm not entirely sure actually.
Probably 2 assists max. Got 5 GAs all season, bro. Probably.
Let's have a look. Yeah, so this season he has 3 goals. What? 7 yellow cards, 1 red. Played 36 games. Does it have anything to do with the assists? Oh god, maybe there's no assists. I don't know. Nah, there's got to be an assist in there.
I can't remember that.
Right, assists. Yeah, no, he has had assists this season. Okay, of course he has. But it's just not been consistent enough. If you look at Gallagher's stats generally, like he's playing 90 minutes almost every game, but he will go 5-6 games doing absolutely nothing. And then he'll have a little run where he scored against Burnley. He scored against Arsenal. What? Oh, that's an assist. That's an assist. He got an assist against Burnley, an assist against Arsenal, Tottenham and Man City. So he got assists in those games. And then, Kev, I'm talking 10, 15 games without doing anything. Like, I'm not saying that it's bad that the guy's contributing at points, but this is another reason why we're mid-table. We are propping up a player who is not good enough, like he is what Mason Mount was, who, by the way, Mason Mount was actually good enough for Chelsea.
Mason Mount was levels ahead of
season last year. But
Mason Mount's attitude wasn't, but I think talking about ability-wise, is 15 million miles ahead. Mason Mount could ping a ball. Mason Mount could hit a free kick. Mason Mount could take a player on. Gallagher's not doing none of this. He literally just chases the ball. That's it. He gets on the ball, he gives the ball away. That's not number 10. Why was Gallagher's best position? He can't play number 8 because he gives the ball away. He can't play 10 because he hasn't got the identity and the vision to create. So what are we doing here?
We've seen how he plays as a pivot, mate.
Shit. So
he said at Sheffield, I'll put you in the wing.
Left wing. Yeah, that's not even to talk about that. But yeah. Just finishing off them out. Going into the game. Predicted 11. What have
11.
we got left? So what have we
Bloody
got
hell, yeah.
left?
What do we have left? Okay. Well, obviously,
Wow.
Petrovic in goal. Cucurella is available, so I'd start Cucurella. I'd start Thiago Silva as well. I'd start Chalobah. I like Chalobah. I think it's a bit harsh how Pochettino dropped him at the beginning of the season, but he's back in. Hopefully, he stays in. Those two have played with each other plenty before. Malo Gusto on the right-hand side. And then for me, I think it's obvious that Caicedo's going to start. We want Enzo in there, but he's out. So then you look at Chukwuemeka and you also look at Caicedo. Now, for me, if you're playing next to Caicedo, I would actually rather see Caicedo in that role, to be totally honest with you. That is more natural for him than it is for Chukwuemeka. If I want to see Chukwuemeka, it's further up the field. I still don't want to see him starting, just for the simple reason, Kev, that I think if he starts, he'll get injured again. And I'm so scared that we don't manage our players. I'm thinking to myself, just take it easy on this guy, because for me, Chukwuemeka is right up there in this team with Cole Palmer. He's some of the best of them, and we just haven't had the chance to see him because of those injuries. So I'm going to say Cassidy next to Caicedo, and then obviously Cole Palmer on the right-hand side. Sterling's out as well, so Mudryk on the left, and then in the 10, I mean, you're muted, Kev. You're muted.
Oh yeah, it's going to be Gallagher, isn't it?
It's got to be Gallagher, isn't it? It has to
Yeah,
be. I mean, you could start Chukwuemeka, but I would rather see Chukwuemeka come on a half time or something. At least, give him a run of 45 minutes. I would rather see Chukwuemeka come on rather than Gallagher come on. That's what I would rather see personally, just because I know that Chukwuemeka is going to bring some creativity. If we're a goal down or we want to control possession, that's fine. If we're holding on to a lead, Gallagher, I guess, but we can't hold on to a lead with Gallagher anyway, so I'm not really seeing that. And then Jackson up top, and that's my predicted 11.
Mate, that team's it's awful, isn't it? When you actually sit down and when you sit down and look at it, we have fallen, bro, man. This is when I think about it, it burns me, bro. It burns me, man. Like I'm Charles, bro. And like I say, I was growing up, man. I was seeing Ballacks and that, and Joggies and Terrys and Lampards and Ivanovic and Coles. I've seen personality. I've seen leadership. I've seen quality. And I look at that team now, bro. It is.
Now you're growing up and you're seeing Disasi and Lavia on the bench, injured, Sterling.
Have you on the fucking bench? That would be good.
Sorry, not even on the bench.
That would be freaking good, bro. I just don't know, bro. But they've got to sort out the identity of this club, bro. Because right now, this is not Chelsea, bro. This is like Southampton, Brighton levels, bro. What we're talking. That team there is no better than a relegation team, bro. But literally speaking, I'm not even over exaggerating here. That is literally that team. Apart from Gusto, and Gusto is the only player that I'd actually have in any Chelsea. Oh yeah, Palmer. Yeah, sorry.
Fucking hell, Kev.
Gusto and Palmer are the only players in that team where I could say, you know what, yeah, Chelsea quality. But the rest of them, bro, send them to freaking Ipswich Town next year, whatever. It's bad. But here we go. What can we do?
What's your score prediction then, Kev? I said 2-2.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Everton, bro. I can't see us winning. I just know what they're gonna do. I can just visualize what the game's gonna go like. I think we're gonna have a majority of the ball. Everton are gonna sit. Either gonna catch us on the counter, or they're gonna get the ball in the box, or corner kick. It's gonna be one of the three, and it's just gonna be too much for us. So 2-1 Everton, unfortunately.
Fair enough. All right, guys. Well, listen, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. We appreciate it. And if you agree or disagree with anything myself or Kev has said during the video, leave us a comment. Always good to see what people have to say. I think I'm starting to go a little bit one way because Sheffield was bad. And I've got eyes. I've been using them, but how long can you put up with that? I mean, if there's a chance that we can get Europe, and if we manage to do that, I think that Pochettino deserves that chance to let this team develop under him because he brought us to that stage. But if he can't even bring us there, then what's the point? But listen, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you after the Everton game.